Brad and Gina's RV dream is not happening as planned.
You know, it's supposed to be a fun thing, and now you're just paying for it to sit down at the dealership.
Hi, I'm Liz. Thank you for making this channel the force that it is for helping people stuck in an RV nightmare. This has been a team effort, so thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Thanks to you, I've been able to get 11 buybacks, numerous cash settlements, and factory repairs. This truly is using social media for good. Today, I have some updates for you and Alliance's response to Brad and Gina's story.
We've owned 2 campers, had our last trailer for 13 years, and it did us good.
We paid $93,000 for the trailer brand new at a Blue Compass in Sacramento. We have 3 boys, ages 15, 11, and 9. We love the fact that it had the second bathroom in the back for the kids to be able to use.
And everybody could have their own bed. Before we even left the dealership, the guy's walking us around, showing us everything about the trailer. Well, he turns the water pump on. So he's showing me stuff in the cabinet, and I'm just hearing this pump run. And I'm like, hey, man, is there something on inside? And he's like, oh, no, it's normal. It's supposed to do that. And I said, no, it's not supposed to do that. We probably better go check. So we go look, all the faucets are off. And then we walk into the toy hauler portion of the trailer, and there's water pouring out onto the floor. And so he runs out and shuts the pump off, and we pull a cover off, and there's a plumbing for the washer and dryer if you want it. There were no caps on the water lines. The water lines are just sticking up in the wall, and we're pumping water out into the trailer. So that was the very first thing. And then he walks us into the bedroom, and he shows us, hey, this is how you put your slide out. And he starts running the slide out, and we can start hearing wood crunching. And I'm like, hey, man, stop. And the guy goes, no, that's totally normal. And I go, no, man, wood crunching is not normal. Like, you need to stop. So we go up in there, and the sides of the bed, as they're rolling out, it's just the particle board is catching the side of the trailer and just crumpling it. So that needed to be fixed. And I was super thankful. I was going to pick up the trailer myself, and I was so thankful that she went with me because she looks at different things than I do. She goes in, and there's like holes in both couches, and they're like, oh, we have some rubber glue, and we'll take care of that. And we're like, no, that's not going to work. So they take us out to another Alliance that they have on the lot, and we ended up swapping the couches out that day before we leave. And then before we arrived, they called us and said, there's a leak in the black tank. It's all the way at the top of the tank. It should not be an issue as long as you don't get the tank completely full. You can camp in it. It won't be a problem. And we'll order the tank, and we'll have it shipped to your local dealership, and everything will be taken care of. They made it out to be not really that big of a deal. And I'm like, okay, sounds okay. There were just a lot of things that I was like, man, I went with Alliance. What I loved about Alliance was their customer reviews. Everybody said that, man, these are well-built trailers, and they're beautiful trailers. That's one of the reasons that I chose Alliance, because I plan on keeping it for a very long time. And as I'm going through the trailer, I'm just noticing, I'm like, wow, this thing doesn't seem well built at all, but it's to be expected that there's issues of the trailer sitting there on the lot. And so, you kind of just, the excitement takes over, and you're so excited to have the trailer that you've always wanted. And so you kind of just overlook things. Get the trailer picked up. Is supposed to be, show up, sign the papers, and be on our way. We were at the dealership at 8:00 that morning, and we didn't leave the dealership until 4:00 that afternoon, just taking care of the repairs that needed done before we even hit the road with it being brand new. Another major thing was, there's a big slide in the living room. As I was running it out, hitting the button, the slide wasn't moving, and then all of a sudden the slide caught and started moving. And again, the guy, oh, no, that's totally normal. That's the way Alliance does it. And I'm like, nah, that's not the way it's supposed to be. So luckily I had RVs before, so I went out and looked. There's a nut that's supposed to be on the front and one that's supposed to be on the back, and they were both all the way to the back. Like it was never even looked at. And I had to adjust the slide myself before we left. We come home with it, finally get home at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and our in-laws had been watching our kids, and they want to see the trailer. So we go out there, open the door, the stairs won't come down. It has the big folding Lippert stairs. The stairs won't come down. The gas shock is already frozen up. So I had to like reach inside, and take the shock loose even to get the stairs down. Now we have our new trailer, right? We're thinking we're ready to go. So we're super excited to start putting our stuff in it, start getting everything all lined out. As we start going through, I find the bathroom countertop and the edges are already peeled up. You know, there's water can get right into it. So I'm like, okay, that's going to need fixed. The very first time we camped in it, there's a rear bathroom in the back and it has a door, and we couldn't get the door open. I had to completely disassemble the handle and pull it apart to even be able to access the bathroom. And then on the way home, I have to like put stuff in front of the door so the door's not swinging around while we're driving. Stuff that you just can't believe that a well-built trailer rolls off the lot like this, especially when the dealer tells you, oh, it's totally ready to go. So we camp in it the first time, make sure not to fill the black tank too full, come home and don't use it, but we have an appointment set up in September for when the tank gets there to get it replaced. Blue Compass Bakersfield has been completing the repairs. I drop it off and I tell them, hey, we in 1 month, I gave them a date, we have a camp trip set up for it. And he's like, yeah, we have all the material. Everything's here. It's not going to be a problem. So I waited 2 weeks and then called him like, hey, just checking in on my trailer. Oh, yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it. Finally, I called him the day before I'm coming to get it. I'm like, hey, I'm coming to get it. And you could hear the hesitancy in his voice, like, you know, I'm not sure. Yeah, go ahead, you know. So I come to pick it up and the tech tells me that they were there until 11 o'clock the night before getting the tank replaced. So they held off until the very end to get it replaced. I understand that shops are busy and all that kind of stuff, but what worries me is that these are the shops that Alliance approves to work on their units. You would expect a little bit better repairs. We just didn't receive that. We picked it up, brought it home. We went camping in it one time. We're dirt bike riders. We like to go to the California desert. Didn't notice any big issues. So I get home and I have a habit of I fill my black tanks full and let them sit for a few days to make sure everything, you know, loosens up in there, and then I dump them again. As I'm filling the trailer up, I look outside, I've got a trail of water coming out underneath the trailer. So I know that the black tank is leaking again. When we had that first repair done on the black tank, there's a vent for the black tank that goes up to the ceiling. And we took it camping, and it actually rained while we were camping. Before I put the trailer away, I was up on the roof making sure everything was good, and I noticed there's just a black pipe sticking out of the roof. They had completely forgot to put a cover and re-caulk the cover, so there's just a hole into the trailer. I was a little bit ticked off, so the very next morning I called the dealership and I'm like, hey, I got a hole into the top of my trailer. He says, well, let me check with the tech. It's already been almost 2 weeks since we'd picked it up. And he's like, yeah, the tech doesn't have any of the parts. You know, I asked him, I said, are you insinuating that I've somehow ripped this cover off?
You know, I don't even want to think about this, let alone talk about it. But the truth is, we're all getting older. I want to age as gracefully as possible, don't you? And I want to take advantage of every opportunity that will allow me to do that, especially if it will help me stay fit and healthy. To that end, I just learned about a breakthrough supplement that's clinically proven to renew aging cells. MitoPure gummies contain a pure and patented form of the longevity nutrient urolithin A. It works by converting cellular damage into energy for improved muscle function, endurance, and more. The ingredients in MitoPure are clinically proven to change how you age, and that is backed by over 15 years of scientific research and at least 10 clinical studies. MitoPure is the leading longevity supplement recommended by doctors and is now available as a gummy. The gummies taste great, they're sugar-free, they're vegan, they have no artificial flavors or colors. Try MitoPure gummies for free by using the code GummiesGift. Use the link in my description and the code GummiesGift to get your free gummies.
You know, I asked him, I said, are you insinuating that I've somehow ripped this cover off? Well, I'm not insinuating anything. And I said, well, what are we going to do about this? And he's like, well, if you want to bring me the trailer today, we'll get it fixed. And I said, listen, man, I have a job. I have a job that I have to go to be able to like pay for this trailer. I can't just take a day off of work and bring it down there for your problem. That's an hour drive to the nearest dealership for us. He just wouldn't call me back. So the next day I had to work near that area. So I swung into the dealership and I was fairly upset, and they gave me the parts to fix it. You know what I mean? But I had to fix it myself. People make mistakes and that's okay. But what worries me is that they had to drop the underbelly of my trailer to make this tank repair. All the repairs that I'm seeing that they've touched are lackluster, for lack of better terms. They're just not great repairs. I started emailing pictures to Alliance. I got hooked up with a service representative. She wants, can you send me pictures? Can you send me videos? Send me anything that you have on these issues. And I'm like, great, I'm getting somewhere with this lady. And I'm thinking that, okay, I'm going down the right path here to get this stuff corrected. I must have sent 20 emails and easily 50 pictures to this lady, and it got all the way to the end. And all she said was, thank you for the info. Please contact your dealer. So I responded to her. I'm like, why did I send you all this information that you requested for you to send me to the dealer? And she said, well, we like for people to work with their dealers. Well, I could have just went to the dealer to do all this. So that's another thing where I could tell that Alliance wasn't wanting to deal with it. They were just pushing me off to the dealer. Now we're going to the second tank repair. So I called the dealership because they had a few repairs, like the back door still needed to be fixed. They didn't have the correct doorknob, which is wild to me. How do you not have a doorknob? And they're like, oh, we got to order it. It didn't come in time. So I knew the trailer was going to have to go back. I called them and I said, I'm just checking in on the parts that I needed to finish the repairs on my trailer. And he's like, yep, we're ready to go. And I said, hey, by the way, the black tank's leaking again. And he's like, oh, did we repair the black tank? And I'm like, yeah, that's the only thing you touched the last time it was there. So anyway, we take it in. And this is early March, and I told him, mid-April, I need my trailer back. We have a trip planned for it. And the manager came out, and he was like, that's going to be no problem, man, no problem. That we'll have it done way before then. And I understand that they have 1,000 trailers to repair, and mine's not first in the line, So I was patient as I could, and then we're creeping up on mid-April, and I start calling. And the tech tells me, well, we're just waiting on approval from Alliance. We've already diagnosed it, that the tank's definitely leaking again, and we think it's broken, and we're just waiting on for them to approve it. So another week goes by. I call back, hey, man, where are we at? Yeah, man, still just waiting on Alliance to approve it. So this goes on for like almost 3 weeks. We're now past our pickup time by a week or two. We've missed a trip. About that time, I called him and I said, how can I get the ball rolling here? What is it that I can do? And he goes, well, you can call Alliance. So I called. He gave me an email address and I started emailing this lady. She emailed, I show that this work order has been approved. So I call him and I said, hey, man, I just got this email from the lady at Alliance that it's approved. And he goes, they actually just requested more diagnostics on the black tank problem. Okay, so I email that to the lady. She emails me back. I show that this work order's been approved. So I call him. Hey, she said it's been approved. He goes, no, I just checked right now. We're still waiting for approval. So finally I decided, okay, the email game's not working. So I got a hold of this lady, called, and of course she was too busy to talk to me. And I said, well, I'm going to wait right here on the phone until she's not busy. Within 30 seconds, oh yeah, all of a sudden she could talk. I asked the lady, I said, hey, you're saying that it's approved. My dealership is saying that it's not. Where do we go from here? So this is when it got a little bit weird. She started saying that the dealership was lying to me. So how do I move forward? Can you call them and tell them that they're approved to do the repairs? And she instantly said, I'm not allowed to speak with dealers. Like, you're saying it's approved. He says it's not. You can't talk to him. He can't talk to you. Where do we go? Do we just stop and, we just do this forever? So I called the dealership as soon as I got off the phone with her, and I let the dealership know, hey, Alliance says that you guys are liars. And I said, I'm not accusing you of being a liar, but I want you to know that Alliance says that you're lying to me about being able to do my repairs. And he goes, well, that's, it's absolutely not true. And we're doing everything that we know to do. The dealership had already decided that the tank was something was wrong with the tank. They never really said, just that it was leaking. There's a 2-week period where nothing's happening because what the dealership tells me is that Alliance is trying to figure out if it's a tank manufacturer issue or an installation issue. So nothing's really going on. They're just trying to figure out who they can blame it on, which is unfortunate because I'm stuck in the middle. They finally come down to the tank's not broken. It's just been installed incorrectly. And the reason it's leaking right there is because there's a rubber flange that needs to be installed. Now, I don't know if you ever order from Amazon, but you can order a tiny house from Amazon and have it at your doorstep in a week. It went almost a month waiting for this rubber flange from Alliance. And we have no way of tracking the part. So in the meantime, I said, hey, you guys have all those other repairs. My trailer's already been there 2 solid months, a month over when it was supposed to be picked up. Are you guys working on those repairs? Oh no, we're still waiting on some parts. I'm so beyond frustrated on how you can pay so much money for a trailer, and then like from day one, it's been issues. We've been able to enjoy the trailer very little, and it actually has just become a point of stress. It's supposed to be a fun thing, and now you're just paying for it to sit down at the dealership.
We've missed family vacations, watching Brad be so frustrated with it all. I mean, we're all frustrated with it, but it's just disappointing. We were just so excited for it. It's just all really sad.
If we had it to do over again when we showed up and there were all these issues, I should have just said, you know what, hey, time out. This trailer's obviously not ready to be picked up. Here's all the things that we want fixed, or we don't buy it. If it's not exactly the way that you want it when you're paying that amount of money for an RV, just don't take it. There's other RVs out there that'll be ready to go.
They're very motivated to get things done before you buy it. They want that sale, but they're much less motivated to fix the things after it's already yours and you're on your warranty time.
It goes on another month. Finally, the flange shows up and all that stuff gets repaired, and he tells me, all right, man, it's ready for you to pick it up. He calls me back at the end of that day. Everything else looks good, but now the refrigerator doesn't work. So that pickup time gets extended again. Now, what's amazing is this part showed up within a couple days and they got it installed, and I was able to pick it up the next week.
Now we're just concerned on how many problems are going to arise, and our warranty's up in a couple weeks.
We haven't had a chance to use it yet, so we're not even sure the repairs are good.
We're halfway wishing we had our old trailer back, because for 14 years we didn't really have any issues. We bought it slightly used, and I mean, it was basically great from then. Now
the underbelly on my trailer's been dropped 3 times. The underbelly's all loosened up. Nothing's tight and new anymore. We love our trailer. I mean, we searched for a long time to get the right trailer, and Alliance is the one that had that trailer. For 5 months out of the 11 months that we've owned it, it's been in the shop, and 3 times for the same problem. How do I not know that once the warranty's out, and then this is going to be a continuing problem for the entire life of the trailer? A warranty extension would be best.
Last week, Nikki shared her story about her leaky travel trailer. She has a Prowler made by Heartland. It leaked from the get-go. In fact, she has it covered with a tarp, and inside she's using a board to hold up the slide. She bought it from Optimum RV. There are 11 across the nation, mostly on the east side. I reported that I emailed the owner of Optimum RV and got no response. Well, Friday night, he watched the video, checked his spam folder, saw my email, emailed me that night and said, we are going to help Nikki. We're going to make this right. Sure enough, he called Nikki. Nikki wants either a buyback or a swap, and Optimum is working on that with Heartland to make this happen. I will definitely keep you posted. Thank you so much, Optimum RV, for taking care of your customers. I also have an update about TJ. 2 weeks ago, he told his story. He lives full-time in a Wildcat by Forest River. He had serious leaks and, in fact, mold Forest River had not responded. Well, then the video came out. You did your magic by liking, subscribing, and sharing. And Forest River now is going to take his trailer back to the factory, apparently strip it down, do all the repairs necessary so that it is good to go. Unfortunately, TJ is not out of the woods yet. He has incurred a lot of financial expenses and is now experiencing hardship. I counseled him to ask Forest River to help him with his expenses. He has lot rent and other things just due to the fact that his RV did not perform as he expected. So hopefully TJ will get that help he needs as well. And now we come to Alliance. Brad and Gina, as you know, just not happy with, spending all this time searching for a good RV and then having these problems. So Alliance, yes, is going to extend the warranty. They're going to extend the general warranty and give him a lifetime warranty on the black tank. So that is really good news. They also were upset about the underbelly because that lining had been taken down a few times. So Alliance is going to give him a brand new lining. Now, Brad and Gina live in California. Alliance, as you know, is based in Indiana. So they don't want the dealer to do the repairs. Alliance is willing to take the trailer all the way back to the factory. But right now they're working on finding a closer authorized service dealer to do the new underbelly. So thank you, Alliance, for taking care of Brad and Gina. That is really good news. So again, they're getting the extended warranty, a new underbelly, and a lifetime warranty on the black tank. So now, who do you think is the best RV manufacturer as far as customer service? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.